Okay, so I'm going to show you how to get started with vocab.com for a jam. So you're going to sign in, come to my backpack, and type vocab, and it'll pop up right here. It may ask you to create an account. I already have one. But the cool thing about it are lists. If you click on lists up here, there's a number of lists that are already listed. So SAT words, that sort of thing. Let's say I want to do a list on, let's see if they have one on sinners in the hands of an angry God. Because that is usually something that, sinners in the hands. There we go. Sinners in the hands of an angry God. So I click on the list and I can assign this list to my class. I can share it by sending them a link and posting that in Google Classroom. Or I can go ahead with my jam. So if I want to test all of the words, there are 50 words. They're listed here, and you'll see them, arbitrary, 4C, notwithstanding. And I can do a practice session, I can do a spelling bee, or I can start a jam, and that's what I would like to do. So I'm going to click on Start a Jam, and it gives you questions as to how hard you want to make it, how many questions you want to do, and that sort of thing. Now, if you do 10 questions, I will tell you that they get about 30 seconds for the question and then about 4 or 5 seconds in between the questions. So you want to know how much time you want to spend on the jam. So you want to do 10. How hard should it be? I would start with very easy, just because we know that a lot of our students need a little bit more time. And same thing with the game speed. Let's go ahead and make it slow. You can have them randomly assign teams, or you can allow the students to choose their own teams. And you can also decide on how many teams that you need. But you can also award kids just by who are the top 3 winners, and you don't necessarily need teams for that. It just depends on what you want to do. There's also an option here for you to customize your words and the questions. So these are the words that are listed here. I may want to get rid of ineffable, and I want to add render. These are my options. So I can select the question types. Maybe I do want to do sentence synonyms or sentence definition, applied meaning. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I just want sentence fill-in, no images, and no antonyms. So that's the ways that I can customize it. And then finally create the jam. So once it's prepared the jam, what you would do is you would post this or have this on top of your screen, vocab.com/jam. The kids can go on their phones and enter this code, or they can go on a tablet or a computer in the classroom to start the jam. The names and the students will pop up in team red or team blue. If you have more than one team, then they'll show up there. And then all you have to do is start the jam. That is how you do a jam. I want to show you also how to create your own lists. So we're back at the main page. If you'd like, you can come up to lists, and we could do a search again, but we want to start our own list. I have the Constitution pulled up. So let's say we're studying the Constitution and I want to test them or have them work on the vocabulary in the Constitution. So I can copy what's listed here and then go back to vocabulary.com and paste it here. So these, they'll search for these words that are listed here that I've pasted in. So I'm going to hit next step. So here are all of the vocabulary words that are listed. So they've selected the most relevant, but I can choose all 73 if I'd like, depending on which ones I think that my kids need to know. Prescribe, convict, vacate, these are all being added to my list. And I'm going to give it a name, Constitution Practice. So I want to assign these 21 words. All right, so here is my Constitution Practice list, and then I can share it, I can print it, I can also do another vocabulary jam if I would like to, and there's also this fun little option to do a quiz and assign it to my kids if I create a class. And that is basically how vocabulary.com works for jams and lists.